Spencer Ellis and our entire crew here. I'm Carl Ravitch, Alan Fieldhouse, Dick Vitale, and Dave O'Brien.
We welcome you to an electric Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. Number 2 Baylor against number 3 Kansas. Dave O'Brien alongside the Hall of Famer Dickie V and Holly Rowe. Great to have you with us. We're knotted at 7 here in the early going.
Well, you're right. This place has been electric all days. They can shoot the three. They're one of the premier shooting three-point teams in America, and that presents a little bit of a problem for Scott Drew in his zone defense. He plays that 2-3 zone. They play it very well. They're long. They're athletic. And Kansas has guys that can shoot over the zone.
Well, they sure do. One of the better three-point shooting teams in America. And Kansas has won 53 consecutive home games, 50 straight here at Allen Fieldhouse. And Baylor has never won here as Motley fires and hits. Another Player of the Year candidate, Jonathan Motley.
Well, Motley looks really good early in the game. Made a great drive to get a foul on Lucas. And that's the one player Kansas cannot afford to lose. They need his strength around the basket. Landon Lucas.
Frank Mason, Player of the Year candidate as well. Off to Jackson for 2.
Talk about Player of the Year candidates. I know one thing. The guy that stock is going up, and up. Josh Jackson. I want to be his agent. Yours and his.
He has put together a very, very nice freshman year. And coming off 20 points, 10 rebounds against Kentucky in a great win for the Jayhawks.
He just went up in the stock evaluation of Chad Ford in the NBA. He's in the top 3 now.
Motley Lucas really battling underneath. Motley wins it back. Can't convert. Had a couple of cracks. Achua can't hit. Another effort here. Into the corner for Wainwright and a travel.
I told Bill Self told me before the game up in his office, one of his major concerns is the offensive rebounding ability of this Baylor team. And you saw the reason he's concerned right there with Motley and Ochillo. I'm telling you, he gets on that glass.
Well, there are great atmospheres, and then there's Allen Fieldhouse. Tonight's game part of ESPN's Journey to the Tourney, presented by Sonic, a season-long spotlight on games that will impact the tournament, and this one a no-brainer as we look inside the Big 12. These two teams are tied at the very top, 7-1. Great to have you with us tonight. Marvelous atmosphere, huge game. Everyone's been waiting for this here in Lawrence for weeks and weeks.
Well, I don't blame them. You got 2 of the best teams in the conference going head-to-head. You got all kinds of talent. You got Player of the Year candidates in Mason and Motley. You got the diaper dandy of the conference in Jackson. You got Coach Bill Self, who's a legend, nominated for the Hall of Fame. And Mr. Droz did a great job. And you want to talk about Josh Jackson?
Yes, outstanding freshman and coming off a big game against Kentucky.
He was great against Kentucky, but he's been great. In the middle of the season, he's really getting better and better. You take a look at him right here. He's diaper dandy from the Motor City. There he's driving ability. Look at that. Unbelievable elevation. And now he's improved, Obi, as a three-point shooter. He's made 8 of his last 14. There he is for the offensive rebound, the left-handed tip. There he is defensively, gets in a passing lane, and he knows how to finish. He's a big-time player. One of my favorite diaper dandies in the country.
They talk about Bill Self and his success against Baylor has really gotten under the skin of the Baylor Bears. 19-3, 9-0 here at Allen Fieldhouse.
Well, to put it in perspective, he has lost 9 games at home as a coach in 14 years. Mr. Drew has lost 9 times here.
Right. Let's bring in the great Holly Rowe.
Well, Bill Self told us this week that his biggest concern in this matchup with the Baylor Bears is just how hard Baylor makes it to score. They lead the league in points allowed defensively, averaging just 63 allowed per game. They lead the league in field goal percentage defense, and one of the reasons is the size and length of that zone that they present. We actually got out the industrial size measuring tape today to measure just how long the back of that Baylor zone is. It's almost 22 feet. Keep in mind, the court's just 50, so with just 3 players, they can cover almost half the court. That length can be bothersome, but as Kansas has done already, half their points have come from the 3-point line. That's one good way to beat that zone.
You're right about that, Holly. The one way to beat it is have guys that can make the 3. And Mason, ready for this? Shoots better than 53% from the 3-point line, and that's why he's one of the leading candidates to be Player of the Year, not only in the Big 12, but on the nation.
Yeah, the #1 scorer inside the conference. Baylor using that size early to some advantage because they're crashing the glass. 5 rebounds and 4 of those offensive rebounds.
Well, you know, early in the game right now, Kansas shooting 80%, 4 for 5. Yet only up 2, with they shooting 33% when you look at Baylor.
Dwight Colby getting in the ball game, a 6'9" junior now for Bill Self, and a whistle with 14:02 to go here in the first half. Kansas can win an astounding 13th consecutive Big 12 regular season title. A win tonight puts them in sole possession of first place.
And that would tie them with John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood, what he did with UCLA, winning 13 conference titles out there, in addition to 10 national titles.
Yes, there's that too.
The Wizard of Westwood, the best of the best.
He did a few things. Graham with a handoff for Jackson. We'll see if Mason gets going, averaging 20 points a game, not to mention 5 assists.
Trying to double out here. They passed the ball so well. Tough to double up on him.
That's a tough shot by Frank Mason, but it won't drop. I know he's one of yours, one of your favorites to be player of the year.
Yeah, he really has had such a terrific start this year, and he's continued in the middle of the season as well. Nice pass.
McClure on the baseline, denied by Jackson, and out of play it goes. They'll keep it on this end with 18 on the shot clock.
You know, the transfer LeConte has been big for them. He has been such an impact player. There's the ball on the interior.
So LeConte to put it back in play. The junior from Brussels, Belgium. Transferred from Miami.
2 years at Miami with Jimmy Larinaga, so he learned a lot playing for him. Played behind Angel Rodriguez.
Motley is traveling with it. And he's going to debate that with Ray Tilly.
That's the second time he's been called for traveling. But you know, LeConte went over to play at Miami. He started actually 40 games there, but he wanted to be the point guard. And they had Angel Rodriguez. So he wasn't going to start. He came, sat out, and he's got 2 more years this year and 1 more year eligibility. Going to weave up on top.
Graham trying to penetrate, airborne. McCulloch on the baseline and kicked away. Stolen by the Bears.
McCulloch had a shot.
LeConte will lay it in on a tough drive.
Terrific drive right there. Utilized his body exceptionally well. He's very strong, very physical.
He could really score it too. You know, he had 26 and a come from behind win against Kansas State.
He also made a great play at the end of the game to beat Iowa State. There's that zone. They start 2-3. They still have a tandem, a 1-1, but it becomes a 2-3 on the first possession and the first pass to the wing.
10 to get off a shot. Jackson.
They make you take time with each possession.
Very difficult angle there, down low by Colby. Maybe an ill-advised shot, but the shot clock was winding down.
And that was a concern to Bill Self. He told me they'll make you take sometimes 18 to 20 seconds on a shot clock looking for a shot. And he wants to play at a faster paced game, Kansas.
Scott Gruen on his 14th year calling out the play. LeConte weaving his way in. Can't connect. Maston right back up and in. T.J. Maston.
Well, you know, you watch there on the offensive glass again, and that was a #1 factor Bill Self talked about. Can we stop them on the offensive boards? We're not really big. Lucas on the sideline right now, so that's a big plus for Baylor having him on the sideline.
And Baylor, at least momentarily, has quieted the great crowd. Jackson leaning in, and it spins in for 2.
He has such a variety of ways he can score. He can score in transition. He can score now shooting the 3. Before the West Virginia game, he was 27%. He goes 4 for 4 against the Mountaineers. It wasn't enough because West Virginia was dynamite on that day.
He has 6 so far tonight.
I love their kid Adrian Netter and Carter.
Maston with a 3. That won't drop. Rebound tip to Colby.
Colby gets some playing time because they need some guys to help on that bench. They're trying to match up on Mason. They don't want to give him looks from that 3.
Strong drive underneath the iron. Back out for Graham. He lifts the 3, but too strong. Colby had it knocked out of his hands. He thought he was fouled. Lindsey into the game. Another sharpshooter for the Bears. Maston will spin. Boy, Colby was right in his grill.
Yeah, he did a great job defensively in that possession. Lindsey's one of those kids that's a great gamer.
Mason gets hit, but can't convert. He'll be at the line to shoot 2.
Mason has great scoring ability. In his second all-time in Petersburg High School, the guy, Moses Malone.
He is one of your Super 6 when we come back here to Lawrence.
A little change as the year goes on. Monk was unbelievable what he did yesterday to carry that Kentucky team to a win.
Well, this guy might be playing his way onto your Super 6 at some point. Jonathan Motley so far with 8 points.
Yeah, he really played well early in this game. Nice little up and under move right there. Great head fake, shoulder fake. And he shows he can shoot the ball as well. He had a 32-20 game. 32-20, that's amazing. I don't care if you do that against the Little League, the Biddy League, the CYO League. the Dickie V League. I mean, you get 32-20 on me is still something special.
He did it against Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Not too shabby. By the way, is there a Dickie V League?
No, there should be. Yeah.
And how can I get in? That's what I want to know. And it's Mason at the line. Reliable foul shooter at 72%.
He's struggled the last couple of games, but he does, as you said, shooting 70%, and that's a plus for them.
He's just been indispensable. He plays 35 minutes a game for Bill Self.
Second to Moses Malone, all time at Petersburg High School. Moses was so special. Nobody went after a rebound like Moses. It was like a meal to him. He went after it. He was so hungry.
Mason up for the Bob Cousy Award. Goes to the top point guard in the country. Mooney Omot, a 6'9" junior into the game now for the Baylor Bears. He was not eligible in the first semester as he transferred. Crowd wanted to walk there. Shot clock down to 7. Lindsey with a one-hander.
Nice little play by Lindsey. Very smart player. His dad, by the way, is the general manager of the Utah Jazz.
Yep, and played at Baylor.
Yeah. Quinn Snyder doing a good job coaching that team. It's that zone. They can take time off the clock. Got to be patient.
Lucas gives it up.
See, notice the clock. How it goes down the shot clock with each possession.
All the time.
Yes, sir.
Mason off the fake. Into the paint. And throws it away. Tried for the nifty bounce feed, but picked off by Baylor.
Yeah, it went a little too flashy right there.
Oh, my. Forced that shot. And a foul. It will go the other way. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, during that last timeout, Scott Drew in the Baylor huddle was frustrated with how many bunnies like that Baylor is missing. He said, we've got to go up stronger with the basketball. If you don't dunk it, you better get a foul called. They think Landon Lucas is fouling every play. He's already picked up one foul. We'll see if the refs buy into that theory.
I love that, Holly. Love it. You got to dunk that baby.
Now, Lucas very tough on the offensive glass. A rebounding carry. He gets 8 a game. So that is what he does. Here's Vic from the corner, and way too strong, and Lindsey grabs the rebound, and here come the Bears. Ranked number 2 in the country. Omot again, tiptoeing in.
Second opportunities again.
Achul directing traffic, wants the lane, the hook. Rebounded away by Kansas.
Achul couldn't play last year, had a heart ailment, sat a year.
Oh, how about Vic getting up there on the iron? Mason went for the save. And out of play, back over to Baylor.
They thought they had the diagonal pass for the jam on the inside. But the one thing with the presence of O'Toole on the inside, he's a leading shot blocker in the conference. They just missed that. They just missed it.
Mason, great effort going into the stands here at Allen Fieldhouse.
Well, they got a lot of pride and passion. You wear that uniform, you play with some passion, some feeling. Same thing when you played at Kentucky and North Carolina, Duke, all those winning programs.
Well, you know where they keep the original rules to basketball?
Right here.
For Dr. Naismith. Right here, it's about 100 yards from where we're sitting.
And Naismith.
LeConte. Lindsey, you can hit that three. He'll drive the paint. Achul back up, and that time nails the three.
And again, I'm going to keep emphasizing that. They're going to have to block out. Size is a factor. O'Toole on the inside with the score and the offensive boards.
See his last 3 games, Dick. He's very productive. Vic has it. Mason back off from Mikhailuk, who's dangerous beyond that 3-point line.
His game has elevated big time in the eyes of all the scouts. The ability now to make the perimeter shot.
Jackson with 9.
Motor City kid, played at prep school down in California. Comes from Detroit.
Motley drawn to double team. Passing out of that one for Wainwright. Got a great look, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Well, Wainwright should have dropped that ball right to the interior, but had a layup on the inside.
Mason, a lot of contact. They let them play. Jackson on Motley. Up against him. Went for the tip and missed it. Second effort by Lucas.
Lucas does a great job giving him a second opportunity.
Mason in and out. Boy, he was in the cylinder.
That's his strength, man. Shooting that perimeter shot. Best in the conference. I'll tell you one thing. There's a swag right there in that Baylor team. There's a swag. We saw them dancing before the game.
Yes, they
I
did.
couldn't believe dance. The crowd couldn't believe I'm booing them.
On this court.
On this court. You don't dance here, man.
LeConte off the bump. Can't stick it. Motley battling for that rebound. He is the #1 rebounder in the conference.
Oh, that size.
Oh, Mason just took it away. and draws the foul with 7:08 to go here in the first half. Yeah, they are letting them play. It's physical and it's fast. Baylor and Kansas, number 2 against Holly Rowe. And such a pleasure to come to an arena like this, because there's no place like this.
Oh, no, this venue is unbelievable. Along with Cameron Indoor Stadium, I always say they equate the Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. Hey, I got to give a shout out to my grandson. He had surgery today on his knee. Ryan, thinking about your buddy, love you, and you'll be fine. 13 years old, just a great, great young guy.
You're a good granddad. Big handing off here for Jackson, who has been named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week 5 times already. Shot clock down to 11 as Jackson lifts.
They are really going exclusive to that 3 against that zone. Can't get anything on the interior.
Motley in transition.
Wow, look at him run the court. Big guy. I'll tell you what, there's no doubt he's playing at the next level. He's a kid. You know what's amazing about this team? You think about it, they weren't McDonald's All-Americans. They weren't top 50 players. And he's done a great job developing these players, getting them better and better and better. And there's that zone. Oh,
Jackson
nice
with
pass.
airborne underneath. Lucas can't convert though.
Yeah, see, you thought they had the interior play, and then that size created a problem. Boy, I love this place. This place is so special to do a game.
The count way downtown for 3.
He can do that. Even at Miami, when he played there, he shot better than 42%.
Manu Lacan forcing Bill Self to take a timeout.
H&R Block will file your...
6:05 to go here in the first half, and Baylor with a 23-19 lead, mainly because Motley is really cooking.
Well, there he is running the court in transition, so athletic. Excellent timeout, too. You're going to watch him right there. Great balance. He is just so quick. He's got better and better each and every year. You know what's amazing? You think about it. There's been 4 teams that were preseason not ranked and became number 1. And Baylor's been one of them. Another one was a team from French Lick, Indiana, came out of Larry Bird, led a team called Indiana State. And then there was Roy Williams in Kansas. They did it in 1990. And then Syracuse did it in 2010. Not ranked preseason and became number 1 in the nation. That's a heck of an achievement.
Lindsay with a real nice stop. They'll keep it here on the possession arrow. And let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, we saw Jonathan Motley absorb that contact and still make the basket. That's one of his strongest points, is that he is strong. He's not getting moved out of the paint like he used to be. He's added 30 pounds to that frame and remains at 7% body fat. Their strength and conditioning coach, Charlie Mountain, said this guy has put on so much strength with all their Olympic level lifting, and we see it paying off here.
Shot clock down to 1 and taken away by Baylor.
They are winning the battle on the glass. No doubt about it with that size. That's coming as the scouting report said. They would have an advantage on the glass.
It has been a special season for Baylor. They were unranked when the season got underway, eventually rocketing up to number 1 in the country. A whistle in the lane here, and that'll go against the Jayhawks. And they're going to get Graham for that personal.
You know, Bill Self does a great job on the sideline. I don't think people realize, you know, he's really a good statistician. He's a guy that understands strategy. He understands the game, the flow of it. He did against Kentucky. He went to his zone. They couldn't run up and down the court with Kentucky. Kentucky was up 12. One goes to the zone, and the zone changes the tempo of the game.
Motley beyond the 3. Working on Jackson. Getting in close, and he flips in 2 more. Tough shot.
You're having a great year when those kind of shots go in. You're having a great year.
You're not kidding. He was really the star of the Bahamas when his season really took off. You mentioned that great win come from behind against Louisville.
Well, 22 down. Oh, they telegraphed that pass. They're struggling offensively against that zone. That zone size that Holly showed early in the game, 24 feet. The width of it with the 3 guys on the baseline is causing a nightmare for them.
Mitchell leaving that one short. Lucas into the corner to win it. Here comes Graham. Jackson on the spin, and he converts.
That's what they want to do. They want to beat that zone before it sets up. Take advantage of the great one-on-one skills of players like Jackson and Mason and Graham. This crowd wants to get into it, man, big time. They love their Jayhawks. They love them. Rock chalk Jayhawk. Rock chalk Jayhawk. How could you not love playing in this kind of environment? It's like you have the luxury to call those Red Sox games.
Yes. Mitchell, it rolls in for him. Nice touch for the 7-footer.
A 7-footer stepping out there, getting better and better. He's getting a little bit more strength to his body. He was dancing before the game.
Yes.
Oh, was he dancing?
Cutting a rug here.
I think he wants to go and dancing with the stars.
It didn't go over great with the faithful here.
No, not at all. You better be able to back it up when you start dancing.
Certainly did with that three. Jackson sealed out. Here's Graham off the front of the iron. Tip back for Jackson. Here's Mason. He can't stick it.
Well, they're being challenged on their threes. Those are not open looks.
LeConte really pushing that tempo, but it traveled. So a little too much there. 3:19 to go. Baylor trying to do something here tonight they have never done.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K Jewelers. For 100 years, every kiss begins with K. And AutoZone. From Parks.
Thank you very much. Dickie V wants to know why NC State didn't foul.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic there. How do you not foul? You're at home. They got that game in the bank. They got a W. There's 3 seconds to go. You don't let them shoot that three.
Some Jayhawk fans a little bit concerned. Kansas won for their last 10 and have also turned it over 7 times here. So it has not been crisp for the Jayhawks.
Now they came out of the zone. They're going man-to-man.
Over the top intended for Jackson. They'll get Lindsey for the foul. And let's go to Holly.
Well, Bill Self just used the word that everybody hates when he uses it in the huddle, soft. He says, man, I haven't seen us play this soft in a while. He's challenging his guards to be more aggressive. He doesn't like how this great backcourt is playing right now. He wants them to take it to the hole stronger. He also drew up some plays to hit the middle of that zone where you see the Big 12 logo just below the foul line. He wants to place someone there and run more action there, and then watch for them to trap Jonathan Motley in the post. He's been a problem.
Graham off the inbounds was swishing to 3, and that's more like it for Bill Self.
That'll bring a little smile to his face. Got a good look. Graham's so underrated because he plays behind Mason and Jackson's fame. And he brought some life to that crowd right there.
Devontae Graham with 14. So he's had a nice half. And a 4-point game. Now Freeman, a junior from Charlotte. The shot clock at 9.
They switch. Motley got him on a switch inside.
Motley finding a free shooter. And swished in by T.J. Maston. He's giving him a nice lift off the bench.
Yeah, Maston has to lift off the bench, but that was created off the passing ability of Motley. He felt the double up come his way, and he passed him at the open man for a look.
You can see those open guys, too, at 6'10". Vic deep in the corner. Swung inside for Lucas. And how about Jackson getting up over everybody to stuff it in?
Well, he's got the great bounce off the floor. He's like that Spalding pink ball years ago. He just bounces, man. Great elevation.
You talked about him in the open. You spotlighted him, and he's responded with 13.
Well, you talk about great diaper Dan. These guys at Munn, Fox. You think about certainly Lonzo Ball.
Motley hits it and 1. He's having a giant half.
It's the kind of half that you have that really gets people really thinking about you as a player of the year candidate.
Number 2 on Lucas.
Big magical moments like this. If you take a look on the inside, there's Lucas, there's Jackson with the offensive rebound.
So Motley to the line where he makes 71%, the All-America candidate.
I love stories like this. Kids that come in, were not rated high. Nobody was dining, whining, telling them how great they are. And they come and they develop and they become players. That was a great article in USA Today, all about Coach Drew.
And they let him, Dick, go all the way through the middle to grab the rebound and stuff it.
Their size and their offensive rebounding has been the key factor here in this first half. And remember, we're looking at a team with 50 in a row on this floor.
And another theft. Wainwright comes away with it.
Last time they lost it was to San Diego State.
Yeah, forever. Freeman slams on the brakes. It's a very confident-looking Baylor team.
Yeah, they got swag to them. They really do.
Motley looking for the free man. Maston underneath. And he's going to be walking with it.
They got that swag. They got the size. They got athleticism. They're long. They're lean. And they're mean.
A Saturday night, catch a journey to the tourney doubleheader. Starts in the ACC. You and I will be there. Notre Dame at Chapel Hill at 6, followed by a trip to the SEC with a Saturday primetime game. As presented by AT&T, Kentucky and Florida.
Well, I would say this, beware Wildcats. I had Florida with Brent Musburger last week. I'm telling you, That club, if they play their A game, could give a lot of trouble to Kentucky, especially at home. I know Jay, Dan, and the gang are going to love watching the toughness defensively of that Gator team.
Well, Graham got a decent look, could not hit it. And Baylor with a 34-26 lead. You know, over the last couple of seasons, when they take a lead in the second half, they're just about unbeatable.
They've also showed ability to come from behind. They won 7 games. They had to come from behind and win at halftime. The last one, Ole Miss, was like around the ropes.
Maston lost it off his leg. So 30 seconds before the break. Kansas got a great defensive stop.
Well, you remember this now. Kansas is a really big-time offensive team. They got right now 26 points at halftime. They're one of the leading scoring teams in the nation. Bill Self frustrated right there. Look at it. You can see it all over.
Well, Baylor, time and time again, forcing the Jayhawks to do what they do so well, take forever to shoot the ball.
Unbelievable. They really do. Kansas averaging 84.3 a game. 84.3, and that's 26 in the book right now.
Well, Baylor is absolutely going to have the lead at the break. The question is, how large?
They only give up 61 points a game. Ali talked about that on the top of the show, their defensive ability.
Mason's been shut down. He makes that one a tough runner.
Nice little drive right there by Mason in the lane.
Freeman can get one off at half court. Gets it off to the top, but no shot. So that's the score at the break with Baylor in the lead, 34-28 over Kansas.
That was a big basket right there. Big basket.
Some momentum.
Yeah, a little ball.
At home for the Jayhawks, but they are not used to trailing at halftime. Let's go to Hollywood. Scott Drew.
Well, Coach, your defense has been good all season, but particularly in this first half, frustrating Kansas. Why did you lock down a little better after they hit a couple of early threes?
Well, I think we did a better job identifying shooters, getting to the shooters. We got the #1 defense in conference, so I think we do a good job of adjusting, and our players take pride in it. We missed too many bunnies on the offensive end, but the big thing is we got to keep them out of transition because there is no defense if they're getting fast break layups.
You're trying to do something your team hasn't done before. Win in this building. What will be the key in the second half?
Got to keep them out of transition. So we can't turn it over. Got to get back on defense. They score over contested defense and over long arms. So be it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Baylor has never won in this building. Kansas has won 50 straight at Allen Fieldhouse. Dave O'Brien alongside Dickie V, Holly Rowe as well. What do you look for in the second half?
Well, they're going to do a better job, Kansas, than getting that offensive glass. That was major. They had 11 offensive rebounds, and they dominated in the paint. Motley was so effective on the interior. He showed he was the star of stars here in that first half. There he is. Look at a great up and under move. Utilized the backboard real well. Good footwork. And then he stays with the ball, comes up. Good agility there. Now watch him come over. Little medium range jump shot.
Wound up with 14 points and 6 rebounds, dominating there in the middle. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, I asked Coach about that rebounding at the half, and he said, I really challenged the guys. When I asked, what did you say specifically? He said, with the last, let's just say I did really challenge the guys. He said, offensively, though, they've got to get much better ball movement. They're standing around too much because of the zone. He said, we've got to get the ball to the middle. I'm telling you, that XII on the floor, the Big 12 logo just below the free throw line, is where Kansas needs to live in the second half. And he said, in particular, Frank Mason has to get going. The zone has kept him quiet. Much better ball movement, no standing around.
Well, they got to get ball movement, but I'll tell you this. I think that zone really has negated a lot of their ball movement. It gets you to stand around. It gets you to be a little passive.
Frank Mason has had a great season. He did not have a very good first half. And a quick bucket by Wainwright. Ishmael Wainwright, who came over and shook your hand before the start of the second half. He wanted a little of that love.
Hey, let me tell you this. Wainwright with that backdoor cut, great pass by Motley. That was set up by the coaching staff. That was set up. That was a set play.
Dipsy new underneath. It's Devontae Graham who lit it up at times in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, Graham's got that good explosive ability.
10 points for him. Rebound picked off by Lucas.
Don't see many fast break opportunities. They try to speed the game up.
Frank Mason will draw the foul. And tonight, to honor his grandfather, Ishmael had a special jersey made. On the back it says King Wainwright. The change in jerseys to honor his grandfather, Maurice King. Yep, a Kansas great pioneer. He was a frat brother of the great Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow. Wilt the Stoat. There's a guy that doesn't get enough conversation about being one of the greatest of all time. You hear when you talk about all the players, you actually talk Kareem, and you talk about certainly Jordans and Larry Birds and Magics. But what about the name Wilt the Stoat? He was such a dominator.
I mean, to score 100 points in a game by yourself, still mind-boggling. 36-32.
Remember, I've said it once and I'll say it again. You got to go through Lawrence, Kansas to win the Big 12. Talk all you want about the Baylors, the West Virginias. Talk about all the teams over the years, Iowa State. You got to go through Lawrence, baby.
Lucas, great hustle, though Mason freed it up. Jackson with a little bump there and a whistle in the lane. As we begin the second half, that foul will go against Motley. It'll be number 1.
Tell you one thing, Jackson's always in an attack mode. You don't want to give a little credit to him before the game. Was motivating the players, inspiring them. Coach Jerome Tang, the assistant of Baylor, he really was in their face about we could win here.
Bended Bragg last week. Said he had no idea when Bragg might return. 6 points, 5 rebounds a game at big size.
Well, Sonny gives him size on the inside. He's been practicing with the team. It's about time he looks in the mirror and says, you know what, too many incidents, my friend. It's about time to grow up and be a man. He's lucky he's getting second opportunities here because he happens to be a basketball player with some skills. You got to take advantage of them and make the most of this opportunity.
Nice touch by Speed. Mikhailuk, the 6'8 junior. He can really hit that three-pointer.
Yeah, he's a better than 40% shooter, Mikhailuk.
And that was a 2.
Ukraine's got a lot of international experience.
Deep in the corner. That one will be in and out by LeConte and a whistle.
You mentioned the kid Bragg giving him size inside. What he should do, he's from St. Joseph's High School, and out in Cleveland, he should go see 2 of their prominent alums, Clark Kellogg and Mike Golick, and understand what it is to be a man and to carry your responsibilities in a positive way, because those 2 guys are classy.
Mitchell picking up the personal foul. Just getting started here in the second half.
See a little momentum here for Kansas. And I think Scott Drew did too with that quick timeout.
Jackson with the fingertips on it was Wainwright to block the shot. Lindsey weaving into the lane. Can't hit it. Battling for the board, it comes to Motley.
Well, Lindsey kept that ball alive to give him a second opportunity.
Wainwright. No. Achul over the back. He went down and he threw it away. Mason with a kick. Mikhailuk, yes! That's a triple.
He can shoot it. He can shoot it. Here come the Jayhawks. 50 in a row. 12 Big 12 titles in a row. You got to beat us, baby, on our floor. We are in Lawrence.
Achul. Maybe an ill-advised shot there. Kansas crashing the glass. Mason, tough angle, and a foul.
They are definitely in a much more of an attacking mode here in the second half. Holly was exactly right, saying Bill Self wanted to get them to play at a faster pace to get more movement, and they're doing that really well now here early in the second half.
Lindsey with a foul to send Mason to the line. The senior from Petersburg, Virginia. Comes in averaging 20 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. He's only 5'11".
5'11", but he's got a heart of gold, and he's tough as can be, tenacious, winner, has that winner's mentality. See, that rubs off. When you put a uniform on, you play for a school like Kansas, automatically you got to buy into the winning concept and the winner's mentality.
Kansas has led their conference in home attendance for 30 straight years.
That's pretty good.
And they have come alive here in the second half.
That's not bad, is it? Oh, listen to the crowd. They're standing.
Foul there on Mason.
Yeah, he reached in. Not a good play. Not a cerebral play for a veteran player like that.
His first foul of the ball game.
Said he watched a lot of film of the kid LeConte. I read that in a column by Matt Tate here locally. He said, I do know a lot about him. I watch a lot of tape of the Big 12, and here they are, going head-to-head. Trying to use that ball screen up on top.
Mitchell on the attack, spinning. The bounce feed and the whistle. 16:55 to go here.
I think they're going to foul on Lucas before he made the pass.
Well, tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Catch a Big Ten matchup. Miles Bridges and Michigan State against Nebraska. As always available streaming live on the ESPN app. Lucas will pick up his third foul.
Yeah, that was big, going for the sideline. He was the one guy we talked about on top of the show that couldn't afford to have foul trouble. And Lucas, who gives that physical stature, physicality, size, played so well against Kentucky against the outstanding Bam Adebayo.
Sure can't get it to go. Mason.
They want to run, baby.
Teardrop. Got it!
Tremendous job by Mason. Big, small players make big plays. Mason with a big play. And the crowd loves it. They're jumping with joy. Allen Fieldhouse, the fog is electric. A TO, baby. A TO. Baylor with a TO.
Kansas with their biggest lead of the night. 41-36 on a 13-0 run, and Mason has led the charge.
There he is right there. Mason in the lane, floating in the air. Nice little floater, pushing the ball in transition. Not going 5 against 5 against that zone with all that length.
And for more on Mason, let's bring in Holly.
Well, 6 points of that 13-0 run come from Frank Mason, but none better than that finish through contact. This week, Bill Self said Frank doesn't see opponents in the lane or a roadblock. He sees opportunity. He said in all his years of coaching, Frank, one of his littlest players, is the best finishing through contact. And we can see that it's got this place rocking here. His toughness going to the rim.
Where do you see this kind of spirit? Where do you see this kind of electricity? You see it certainly sometimes down in Cruz. We saw it in Indiana when they were playing well. Indiana, you know, hey, beat Kansas. They beat Kansas early in the year.
In overtime.
Yeah, we saw them when they beat North Carolina. That place was electric.
Kansas already with very impressive victories over Duke when they were #1. And, of course, Kentucky just the other day now trying to knock off the #2 team in the country in the Baylor Bears.
Well, a 3-game stretch playing West Virginia on the road, Kentucky on the road, and here. And basically you get 2 out of 3. Ain't all that bad. Didn't Meatloaf say that? 2 out of 3 is not all that bad?
Maston, nice touch there. TJ Maston with a basket. He has 8.
Yeah, he's been giving them good productivity off that bench. First half game, 6 big points.
Well, that was a bucket they really needed.
See, I know you're a Meatloaf guy. That's why
Of course I am. Who isn't?
You gotta like Meatloaf.
Under 16 minutes to go here in Lawrence.
I like meatballs. Oh, there's that zone wide open on the wing.
Kylock on the baseline, back out to Mason. Wants the lane. There's some of that strength on display. No whistle. Kobe back up and knocked out of his hands.
Kobe becomes an important player now with Lucas with those 3 fouls. He's going to have limited minutes basically this year. They're going to get Motley back involved. He's not involved here in the second half like he was in the first half.
14 in the first half. Shot clock down to 13. Maston straight on, around and out. And the whistle. They're going to get Jackson for that foul. So the Kansas freshman will pick that one up. That's his first. Frank Mason, the senior and a Player of the Year candidate. A rough first half. He made only 1 basket, but he's getting it going in front of the home fans in Lawrence in the second half.
I'm Vern, the Orange Money Retirement.
Fixer-upper. Sean Collins here too, so a lot of celebs in the
John
crowd.
Hayden, now that was a quarterback. That was a quarterback.
No, that was a quarterback.
Oh, he would roll out, man. He can roll out. Mr. Brady, though, look for them to win again.
They got off the inbounds. That's a 3.
It's nice when you got a guy that can make threes like he does. Better than 40%. They needed a big 3 in that possession. That timeout was effective.
On that topic, Mikhailo could hit what we thought was a 3 initially. They called it a 2 on the floor. During the timeout, they gave him the 3, so Baylor added a point. During the break, Lindsey weaving his way in. Boy, he's playing a lot of minutes here. Maston strong back up for 2.
I'll tell you, the guy that's really been a star for them off that bench, Maston. He has been physical. What's he got, 10 now?
And he can score.
He's got 10 points, right?
He's been in double figures 6 times this season. Good size. It's 6'8".
Well, you're right on top of it. You got it all down, man. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you can read it, but they got
Oh, how about that one? Mikhailuk going high up and draws the foul as they ran the alley-oop play for him.
Well, Mikhailuk hit 2 big threes here in his half.
Lindsay just picked up his 4th foul, and this is key, Dick, because he's been running the point, and it hasn't been Al Freeman.
He's got a little bit more trust right now.
I think that's it. You're right.
When I spoke to him on the phone, he spoke very highly of him. Said he's really a versatile guy, gives us a lot of help in many areas.
Freeman's been sitting the bench despite the foul trouble by Lindsay, and now Wainwright comes back on. And another one coming for Mikhailuk. Well, Kansas has been excellent at the line. They are 9 for 9. I don't want to jinx anybody.
Well, because they're not really a good shooting free throw team, shooting 62%, but you just did it.
Naturally.
Well, 9 for 10 is not bad. It's 90%. Lightfoot on the floor right now. See, they're trying to get some minutes from their big guys because Lucas is in foul trouble. Lightfoot, Kobe.
Yep. Lightfoot, a local kid. The double team on Motley. Expect to see a lot of that the rest of the way. McClure is open. He can't drain it. Motley went for the board. Mason comes away with it.
Look at that quickness. Puts pressure on the defense where he runs the ball up the court.
Graham swings it. Mikhailuk from the corner. Well short. So tied at 43 here at Lawrence.
They got a little two-man game for LeConte and Motley. Is it double up?
Maston in the lane. Can't connect. Still battling. Flips it up. Another miss. Motley is fouled on the play before the shot.
What a terrific job working on the glass. But Motley did a great job out of the double team. As soon as the double team came, he had vision and knew where his teammate was to get him the ball. Maston.
Mikhailuk will step out. Vic back on for Kansas. A victory tonight for Kansas gives the Jayhawks 28 seasons in a row of at least 20 wins.
That's incredible.
A whistle there on the baseline with 13:50 to go, and that'll go against Vic.
You're talking about consistency. That is consistent.
And one of the great head coaches right there at Bill Self, who has, by the way, been nominated for the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's won a national championship. He's won 12 titles in a row.
About 3 weeks, we'll find out the 2017 class.
27 NCAA tournament appearances. Unbelievable.
Motley out of the double team again. McClure, great feed to Maston, but it's going to be an offensive foul. So back over to the Jayhawks. The personal will go on McClure.
Zebra's doing a good job here. Scott Drew wants to get that first taste of a victory. He's never left Lawrence with that feeling of a big W. He's 0-9. I don't feel bad. There's a lot of coaches that don't.
I'll say, who does?
Not many.
Bill Self, the winningest coach in Allen Fieldhouse history. 216 wins, Dick. As you said, 9 losses. Astounding.
Take his last 135 games, 132 and 3.
Well, Lightfoot the man to connect off the nice feed.
Wide open. Wide open. That's a big plus. Get a deuce out of Lightfoot on the inside. Lack of communication defensively by Baylor.
Wainwright trying to get the pass off. Maston spinning baseline. Underneath will draw the foul.
He has really become aggressive offensively. As you said, he's had some outstanding games this year.
Number 2 on Josh Jackson.
Now look at Lightfoot. He's been wide open. Wide open on the inside. Releases, goes to the basket. Nobody rotates over. I could have made that layup. It would look pretty, but I know I can make it.
Maston pretty good at the line, 75%. Baylor hits their foul shots generally, 73% as a team, so they have an advantage down the stretch. Should it come to that. Kansas up by 1.
Well, I was sat here for a great one last year. Oklahoma and Kansas, one of the best games I ever been part of, along with Brent Musburger.
Oh.
We had 154 years between us, and we didn't want to go home. Triple overtime.
Yeah.
That sucker was unbelievable.
It was very fitting that Brent went out last night. His final game at the microphone in an overtime game.
Unbelievable. And you know what? My guy Billis didn't even give him a kiss. I gave him a kiss. He said to Billis, don't give me a kiss like Dickie did.
Don't give anyone any ideas, please. Swung up top for Graham. Jackson. Oh, taken away. Down went Wainwright. He's in some pain. LeConte driving and swatted away by Lightfoot.
Lightfoot gives him a little lift right there.
Jackson. That'll be a blocking foul against Baylor.
He was going to go a little spin move right there. Jackson 1-on-1.
But they had gotten tangled up a little bit earlier. Here's a look at that.
They get tangled up right there. Ball goes to the deck. Oh, look at that right there. Spin to the lane.
Two like magnets finding each other. Jackson to the line. Let's go to Holly.
Well, Ish Wainwright is from Kansas City. He's a local product that did not get heavily recruited by Kansas. But guys, I was talking to the Baylor analytics guys today, and they said we have decided he is the most important person to have on the floor for Baylor. He doesn't always fill up the stat sheet. He's averaging just about 6 points, 4 rebounds a game. But he is so proud to be playing here. You see the Kansas City Royals on his tattoo and also the Chiefs. He's so proud to be playing here near his hometown. You can see the effort he's playing, but they have the best team chemistry they've ever had on this Baylor team, and I'm telling you right now, it's because of Ish Wainwright. He is a special kid.
Jackson wins it back for second ever. Graham won't wait. He sinks it. A triple.
Josh Jackson made that happen. Jackson to Graham for a big three. Oh, what a momentum builder that is, man. When you make those threes.
Graham is 13. Wainwright, Maston, he's been the man and continues to be.
He is really the guy asserting himself offensively.
14 points. He comes in averaging 7.
That's what you need. Games like this, people to step up. Surprise guys. Guys stepping up, giving you that big lift.
Every time it looks like Kansas is going to run away a bit, Baylor hits a big shot.
They're too talented. They're too talented.
Jackson on the baseline. Long pass. Can't save it. Graham thought he had released it before he went out of play, and so did Bill Self.
Yeah.
But a call goes against Kansas as we go to the break.
Neil Lane designs jewelry for Hollywood's biggest stars. And at Kay Jewelers, he designs them for you, too.
You know the saying?
I'd look great with that. Boy, I'd like to have them go to church on Sunday dressed like that.
And for more on that fan, and you know she's going to have something, here's Holly.
I did climb up there to talk to him because I was fascinated by the outfit. It is Dean Sandiford. He's come all the way from Florida. He's from Louisiana, went to Baylor, but lives in Florida. He said, I just had a feeling this was an important game to get to, so he's flown all the way out here. And hey, that makeup job is better than all of ours.
Yes. Great job, Holly. You have to love that dedication.
There's his zone right now, 2-3 zone. Tell you what, Bill Self makes adjustments. He made an adjustment here to take the ball out of Motley's hands. He has not scored here, has not taken a shot in the second half. His philosophy's been, you know what? We're not going to let the star beat us. Somebody else wants to beat us, the Masters of the world. So be it. But we're not going to let Motley beat us.
Oh, Jackson nailing that three. You know, he's got that funny little hitch in his shot, but Manning can hit him, and he has 17.
Not really a bad thing when you got guards that can play like Graham and certainly like Mason. And then you factor in a guy like Jackson. Their perimeter game is as good as any in America.
TJ Masson has 14 over the top, knocked away by Lucas.
Lucas for 3,000, good deflection out of that zone.
Lucas is the man, down low, but no. Achille comes away with it.
You know, Lucas was not a 5-star player. He was a 3-star recruit out of Portland, Oregon.
Freeman back in the game now, getting some minutes, and a foul will go the other way.
Well, they need Freeman's ability to shoot the three. He along with LeConte are their best 2 3-point shooters.
Well, Scott Drew has called him one of the hardest workers he's ever coached, but not getting many big minutes here. Achille with number 3 with 10:17 remaining, and Kansas threatening to open up the lead a little bit now, 52-47.
Well, they're making free throws to give a little spread there. But you know what Holly said, when you look at Baylor, that key player, Wainwright, he's a coach's dream. He's a guy that does all the things you want a player to do. He doesn't care about scoring. He cares about making the right play. That's how you win basketball games.
As Scott Drew was raving about him today, said he's my Swiss Army knife.
Wow.
Lucas to fire here at the line, 68%. Let's go to Holly.
So guys, we have a special player here tonight in Luau Quill Jr. who has had a very interesting week. Look at where he's come from. He was a refugee from war-torn Sudan. He went to Uganda to escape that war and then made his way all the way to Perth, Australia. Then he went to high school in Melbourne, where he was discovered and came all the way across the country. There's more to that map, trust me. Where he went to Kansas, a community college in Kansas, and then to Waco. I said, what has been the hardest part of your journey? And he said, everything.
LeCon will stick that one from way downtown. That's a 3 from the wing.
Tell you why, you see kids as hungry as that, the desire to, advance as he has really makes you feel warm in your heart, and you root for a kid like that.
LeCon not as many stops, but he's from Brussels. The tip by Jackson, right back to Baylor.
Well, they gave Lucas the wide open shot. They said, shoot that. He was wide open on a 12-foot baseline shot.
And now Motley. Will he get more involved here in the second half? Trying to as he banks in a pair.
Well, that time they didn't run and double him up. They let him go one-on-one, and he went one-on-one on Lucas, and Lucas with 3 fouls backed away from him. Smart strategy right there by Baylor, getting the ball there in the hands of Motley's first points here in the second half. First shot in the second half.
Palu gives it up for Vic. He'll turn and shoot. Well short. Rebounded back to LeCon. Now you feel the momentum switching back over to the Bears. As we approach the 9-minute mark here at Allen Fieldhouse. And as tight as it gets.
Achule's got to get some tough touches inside. I don't know, Lucas has got 3 fouls now, but I would go at him.
Shot clock down to 8. Lindsay.
Cleared out for Lindsay at the one-on-one. Look at the speed.
Mason
look at that speed.
Rocketing down that lane. Achule got a fingertip on it. Back in the corner for Mason. The floater. That won't drop. Another effort. Vic is open. That was partially blocked, but a foul on Freeman.
I mean, 3 shots.
8:38, a frenetic pace here.
It has really been fast, up and down. What transition? Remember, people, what's at stake. Kansas and Baylor are tied in the Big 12. Kansas has won 12 consecutive Big 12 titles. Kansas has a 50-game winning streak. 3 fouls right there.
So Freeman will put Jackson to the line.
52% free throw shooting. Looks pretty good, though, shooting tonight.
8:38 to play here. And a rebound tipped.
Oh, I thought it was no 3 there.
It was not. It was a 1-on-1.
1-on-1, yeah. My bad. Turnover. This is 2-3 right now. 2-3 zone. Getting a gap in that zone. Foul line area. Slide somebody in the foul line area. Right behind the front 2. Wide open in that area. Wide open.
Motley goes out high. 5 to shoot. Freeman swings it. Lindsay's going to get a shot in the air and did not. They violate the shot clock as Kansas buckles down.
Motley not a happy guy right there. Upset with his teammates. No shot against that 2-3 zone.
Baylor has been having a magical season. They rose to #1 for the first time in program history, but they have never won a game in this building. That would really make it a magical year.
Well, when they had that #1 status, they had to go to West Virginia, and Bob Huggins' club really put the hurt on them.
Yeah, thumped him. Mason spinning to his right, tied up by Lindsay.
Is that 4 on Lindsay or 5? That's 5
that's
on
number
Lindsay.
5.
That's 5. Smart play by Mason. Knows he's got 4, takes him one-on-one. Wow, we're going to have one heck of a finish. Call your friends up. Get on the tube, baby.
ESPN's exclusive.
They find a way to win. Connors made big shots at the end of the game. Beat Iowa State with an incredible play at the end of the game.
And for more on Scott Drew after that timeout, let's go to Holly.
Well, it was a very positive Baylor huddle. Scott Drew telling his team, it's right there for you. He challenged his big men to rebound better, that he drew up some plays to run against Kansas if they go into a zone. Remember, Kansas threw that zone in against Kentucky on Saturday, caused the Wildcats some problems. Let's see if they go to it here late.
Yeah, the zone did a great job of taking away the transition game of the Wildcats. You try to run up and down the floor with Monk and Fox. They are tough to deal with. Briscoe, and they did a great job changing the tempo of that game. According to a lot of people, I did not see the game, but a lot of my friends who saw it said they thought the zone played a big part.
Frank Mason makes the pair. He's been a different man in the second half. He has 12 points and 10 of those.
And on the other side, Motley, who dominated the first half, has not been able to get a lot of touches. He has one shot here in the second half in 13 minutes.
Here's Freeman taking over one of the guard spots now. With Lindsay having fouled out, shot clock is down to 9. The step back here, Wainwright, and it goes.
Whoa. Wainwright, one of the key guys, a glue guy, gets it off the glass. The bank is open, as Tim Randall would always say.
A 3 to tie it at 55.
That's the way it's supposed to be, man. Two teams tied for first place, one of the premier conferences of basketball. We'll be coming right down to the end.
Mikhailuk, a determined drive into the corner here for Jackson. Now the three-point man can't hit. Lucas out fighting everybody, but he threw it right back to Baylor.
Each possession big now. They got some touches inside. They forgot to get the ball inside like they did in the first half.
Will it be Motley now? He'll turn. The give. Achul will draw the foul underneath with 6:44 to go.
Well, they went inside, and that's what they should have done. Achul has not been getting any touches on the inside. The first half he did.
Well, the NBA Friday doubleheader will start with an old-school rivalry. Isaiah Thomas and the Celtics to take on the Lakers at 8 Eastern, followed by the Mavs and the Trailblazers. Coverage tipping with NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN.
I can't wait. February 15th, I'm doing an NBA game with the big redhead, Bill Walton, Dave Pasch, and LeBron James.
Wow.
It will be the first time, first game that he ever played on national TV. Bill and I did the game along with Dan Schulman, so I can't wait. Everybody on LeBron's, I get out of LeBron, all about that stuff you hear, Barkley him. He just wants to win, man. The guy is frustrated. He wants to win. What's wrong with that? He can play for me any day of the week.
Baylor by 1. Mason lost it. Wainwright came away with it.
Turnover, good big there.
Motley stepping into the lane. He throws it away. Jackson with the pick. And a foul on the other end. With 6:20 to go, that stopped a certain fast break basket.
They had the layup down the other end.
And that foul will go against Wainwright. It'll be number 3 on the Baylor Bear.
Well, Mason was really, really upset about that. But that's a heady play by Wainwright. Took away the layup, make him go to the free throw line, convert. You got a 52% shooter on the free throw line. So those are the little things that you don't see in the stat book. You got to think while you're playing.
Jackson, the McDonald's All-American, the freshman out of Detroit. That's something he really has to work on.
Yeah, he bricked the last 2 free throws.
Early in the game, Kansas couldn't miss at the line. They made their first 9.
Incredible young players on the scene. When you think Alonzo Ball, you think about the kid Folks down there. Washington State might be the first pick like that. You think of this kid Jackson, certainly Monk. Monk was unbelievable at the end of that game, making 4 big threes.
Do you have a favorite of all the great young players you're talking about? Do you have a number 1?
Well, right now it's very difficult to say a number 1. I like what I see out of Jackson, but it's pretty tough not to love the kid Monk. Malik Monk. You get 47 against North Carolina. 47. He looked you right in the face, man. He drilled that jumper. And then the other day, he scores 37 yesterday, and they needed all those points to survive and to win.
Overtime against Georgia.
Yeah, Malik Monk, man. He's been terrific, but Jackson's good. I like guys that can make shots. To me, there's no substitute. If I'm recruiting, I'm going to find guys that make shots, make plays. Just like you, I'm going to recruit a guy like you because you make plays. See, on the microphone, you make plays.
Maybe. Tied at 56. Now look at this. Over the last 2 seasons, Baylor, when they have a lead of any size in the second half, they are 42-4, but 2 of those losses are to Kansas.
Kansas, yep. Look at him. He wants this so bad. He's tired of hearing about coming here, never leaving with a W. 0-9. Bill Self has 9 losses in 14 years on this floor. That's just unbelievable.
Mason slaps it away. So approaching the 6-minute mark, down the stretch we come. Big 12 tied at the top between these 2. Number 2 Baylor, number 3 Kansas.
And the beat's going on at Kansas. They got a great group of recruits coming in next year as well, headed by Billy Preston. They got a young guy in the house here tonight from my area of the country, Trayvon Duval, one of the top point guards in America.
Pass gets to Motley, the baseball pass. He goes up strong. Not there for him. Rebound tipped. Still loose. Kansas comes away. Jackson to penetrate. And a foul.
Draws a foul. Now you got to convert on a free throw line.
Wainwright with his 4th foul.
Sloppy play right there. Both clubs really sloppy, out of control.
So Jackson, not his favorite place in the world, back to the line.
Simplicity of the free throw. How many times we talk about the difference in winning and losing? The other day, Villanova beats Virginia, outscores Virginia by 20 points on the free throw line. That's major, major difference. And this here keeps Baylor alive.
Let's see if this is actually a foul.
I didn't see any. Did you?
Well, it's supposed to be right there. That was on the reach at the very end of the play. I thought it was all ball.
I thought it was ball, too.
He makes 1 of 2.
And I'll defer to you. You got 2 eyes. I got 1.
Kansas by 1.
Here we go, baby. This is why you love this. Why I have 12 years old. Be in an environment like this. There's that 2-3 zone. And Motley coming all the way out here now. He's got great size to pass the ball over the zone.
The cop on the corner. Back to the Jayhawks. Try to build on the 1-point lead. Kansas has missed their last 7 shots. Lucas ends that. They have not made a field goal since the 10:59 mark before that one.
He's one of our unsung heroes. Tom Keegan, the columnist here, wrote about him, saying how he's such a key player.
Big battle for the rebound. And it's going to be Baylor ball.
Baylor missed their last 2 threes.
A great effort by Freeman. Watch this, to fire that one off Mikhailuk.
Smart play right there. Smart play, very heady. Give you an extra possession.
Swished in by the 7-footer.
Big Joe's got to get more touches. He's got to get more touches. Luau Joe, he's got to get more touches.
Jackson. 2 more for him.
Star, absolute star. He is a star, my friends.
21.
And he's the reason you watch his ability. That's the reason all the NBA people love him. He's moving up and up on the charts. He's up to number 3 right now.
That's a kick ball with 4:44 left.
Came out of high school. He was rated number 2 right behind Giles. You know, in fairness to Harry, so many injuries have not allowed him to become the player that many people know he can become.
The count. He'll lift the 3 and hit it.
He can shoot that, baby. He can shoot it, and he's got lots of confidence. You watch him in the warm-ups when the guy does a miss. Over 40% shooter when he played down in Miami. Started 40 times.
Tied up for the 10th time. Jackson with a misfire, and Motley there for a rebound. We have not called Jonathan Motley's name very often since halftime.
Well, he's got 1 shot here in the second half. Not only made 1, that's all he's taken. They're taking him out of the game offensively. They got to find him. He's their star player, baby.
4 minutes to go. Tied at 61. Here's Freeman. He can't sink it.
Little guy comes up with the rebound. You talk about toughness. Grant and Mason are as tough as it gets. Nothing like winning experience. That was a difference Kentucky game, Joe. You had talented experience on the perimeter against talented young kids.
Mason's really put pressure on their guards in the second half. He looked like a different guy defensively. Now he'll shoot from way downtown and hit the 3.
Big time player. Love Frank Mason. Winner. Makes big shots. Loves to win. Loves to make big plays. And his crowd loves him. Oh, what an environment. What an environment. Put it down as one of your bucket lists. Get out here for a game.
Motley thought about it. Draws the double team out of that. Here's Wainwright. Yes! And he answers with a triple.
Wainwright comes back, showing you why he's such a key player that Holly spoke about. Did you see the double up on Motley again? Again, strategy of Coach Bill Self at halftime. Don't let him beat us. Let other people beat us.
Mason on the penetration. Difficult angle. Motley went for the rebound, and he knocked it out of play. Couldn't get his handle on it.
You are right, Obi. That was so difficult, that shot. I would have given 5 points, not 2 on that drive. Difficult angle was unreal. Oh, look at this. Look at the intensity. Look at the passion. Look at the excitement. Big 12, first place at stake. Call your friends out. Call them up right now.
6. Sports Center at night with SVP after the NBA Wednesday.
Hey, one thing, Scott's got to be on cloud 9 over the Terps of Maryland. I mean, Mark Turgeon's going to be right in the running for Coach of the Year along with Scott Drew. I think those guys, along with Sean Miller, are right up there for Coach of the Year honors. Josh Pastner doing a phenomenal job down at Georgia Tech as
He's
well.
picked off some bigs, hasn't he?
All right, here we go. The last 2 minutes, baby. Shot selection is big here. Free throw line will be big as well.
Jackson off the fake. Oh, slam! Wow!
Are you kidding me? Are you serious? That's a diaper dandy. He was in high school last year. Wow. Stock going up, up, and up. Where was Baylor defensively on the baseline to allow him to get that baseline?
Then again, how do you stop Superman?
It's no-no.
So approaching the 2-minute mark, Kansas by 2.
50-game win streak.
And
turnover.
Mason.
Here they go. Here they go.
And a whistle as he's tied up and fouled. 1:55 to go.
Now you see if the experienced backcourt, the winner's mentality, pays a difference here. You look at Kansas. Jackson, you can't let him get the baseline like that. You can't not allow him get that baseline. You got to shut that sucker off. Make him go to the interior.
23 points.
Here you go to the free throw line. So big, Obi. You and I talk about it so often. How quiet it gets in here. It's quiet.
Got a whisper. 2 shots here.
Nothing but nylon. Nothing but nylon.
And Mason has really shown off his leadership skills in the second half, and he's perfect at the line. 9 for 9.
Say he and Graham really know how to play together. They really understand how to play together. That's a championship backcourt.
Kansas by 4. Baylor has been answering all night. Can they do it again?
This might be the biggest possession of the night so far for Baylor. It's a major possession.
LeConte to drive it. Achul underneath, lays it in.
I don't understand why Luau Achul doesn't get more touches. I really don't understand it. Hard to believe.
Big one there for the 7-footer.
And LeConte created that for him, too. I love LeConte. He's got that tenacity, that winner's ability. They're going to let him.
So many good three-point threats on the floor for Kansas. Graham's one of them. So is Mason. It's Lucas banging underneath for Tiller.
Unsung hero used his body really well. Sealed the defense off. Scored on the inside. Made big plays against Kentucky. Will it be 51 in a row at home? Will they let Baylor go out of here number 2 in the conference?
LeConte, yes! That is
are
a
you serious?
two-pointer. He thought he
got
was fouled.
He was fouled. I can't believe they didn't blow the whistle. It should have been a 4-point play.
Yes, 16. 2-point lead for Kansas. Timeout, Jayhawks. And we'll keep it right here.
LeConte looking at the official. He's saying, I can't, but Drew on the court talking, don't get no technicals now. Don't get no technicals. Oh, I thought he got fouled. Come on now. You tell me. You got 2 eyes, Obi.
Is it a 2 or a 3? It looked like the toe was on the line.
Right
they
there,
called it a 2, but they can't take a look at it.
Look at he got wrapped there, too. Watch. Watch as he goes up now. Watch. Here comes Jackson over. Is he on the line?
I thought he was with his left foot.
But might be right.
They are going to look at it. They're going to uphold that call as a 2-pointer. Well, what a shot. 2-pointer. 70-68.
What about the foul, though?
I'm with you. I thought he got hit.
They can't do that. They can't change the judgment of the play.
So, 45 seconds remaining. And a reminder that Baylor has never won here. Kansas does nothing but 50 straight at Allen Fieldhouse.
Referees did a good job of going over to the monitor, making sure the game like this, every point is legit. That wasn't 2. I just bet he got fouled. What a game. What a game. So much at stake. Number 2 against number 3.
Baylor with just the 1 loss all season.
Baylor number 2 in the nation. Kansas number 3. Kansas know the favorite in the game at home.
Steve Mikhailuk will put it in play now, the 6'8 junior.
Nice battle going on here with LeConte and Mason.
Mason was 17, most of those in the second half.
Well, they're going to get the ball back, that's for sure, Baylor.
10 to get off a shot.
They got to come up with a stop defensively. Can't let them put
Jackson
points on.
went inside and they lost it. Freeman. LeConte will drive it. Back out. Here comes Wainwright. That cranks away. And a foul.
They really did a great job taking an open look away from Wainwright. They made that a difficult shot. They made it a difficult shot. Comes down right here. Make these free throws are in great shape. See, watch this right here. You're going to see this in transition. They're going to kick it out. Going to find the open shooter right here. But look at the defense right there. Great play. Was that Lucas?
That was Lucas.
It was Lucas. An incredible defensive play by the big guy to alter his look. Did not give him any vision for that three. Little unsung moves like that. Difference in winning and losing.
Oh, the first one spins out.
Well, now he makes one. You got a three-point game. We saw that first game today. I didn't understand the strategy of North Carolina State not fouling with less than 5 seconds and let him shoot the three, Syracuse, and hit it to go to OT.
Mikhailuk with his second, got that.
So right now,
3-point lead for Kansas.
Well, too much time to foul right here. They have a little pressure, take some time off. They'd like to get LeConte with a look at the three. But look at Mason digging in defensively.
7 seconds left. LeConte.
Uh-oh.
Tapped away. Motley with it. Needs help. LeConte out of play.
What a great job by Mason defensively. Can't say enough. What a job by Mason defensively on LeConte. Did a phenomenal job. Listen to this crowd.
Timeout. 1.3 seconds to play. Kansas by 3. And a huge turnover off of LeConte and out of play.
5 out of 10. It was all created by the pressure by Mason right out of the start. Look at him digging in defensively. Look at his footwork. Now watch the ball screen. He gets over the top. He plays him tough. He stays on top of him. Mikhailuk did a great job in the passing lane. Turnover, and it looks like 51 in a row will continue the march on for the Jayhawks unless a miracle happens here by Baylor.
Now, Manu LeConte came up the floor, he crossed midcourt. He held 3 fingers in the air toward his bench, but he had a confused look on his face like, do we want to go for 3 right here? What are we going to do? And the play never really came together.
Now it was the defense again of Mason.
Now, Baylor elected not to call a timeout. Now they do, and they have none left. 1.3 seconds to go.
Well, my friend, it looks once again, you got to go through Lawrence, Kansas to win the Big 12. This is the Selfin Company. If they hold on and win this, the edge is big time because they go with a 1-game lead. But, you know, they got a date here. I'll be back for that game when they play West Virginia on this floor, February 13th. Look at those. Wow. Talk about an elite blue blood program. It's amazing when you think of the tradition of programs like Kansas, Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke, UCLA.
Baylor wanting to get there. Sports Center coming up next. But they've got to be wondering, what on earth do they have to do to win in this building?
Well, Motley had to really assert himself more in the second half.
There's a foul before the inbounds. So no time going off the clock, and that foul on Freeman of the Baylor Bears.
Jonathan Motley could not get going offensively at all to get free for shots. It wasn't that he made shots, he didn't get free for shots. I don't know, how many shots did he take? Like 2 maybe? 1. He took 1 shot in the second half.
And he made that.
He made that. 1 shot. He's so talented. The first half he looked unstoppable.
So Mason can end any lingering hopes here for Baylor at the line. He is 10 for 10 in this game.
He's 11 for 11, and this is another W in the book for Bill Self. Mr. Drew goes home with his 10th loss here at Allen Fieldhouse, and Mr. Self has 9 here at this Fieldhouse in 14 years.
Amazing.
Wow, it's been fun, Obi. Love doing it with you. Enjoyed it. Holly, great job. Great job in the truck for all you guys. It's been a fun situation.
Hard to beat this environment. Just amazing.
We get paid for this?
We do, actually.
You know, send me a check.
Say that quietly.
Wow.
LeConte to get a shot in the air at the end. That won't go. And Kansas just keeps on rolling. They knock off Baylor 73-68. Baylor Bears still winless here in their history. And Kansas has made it 51 consecutive wins here at Allen Fieldhouse as they win it in the end and now have sole possession of the Big 12. Coming up next, Sports Center for Dickie B and Holly Rowe. I'm Dave O'Brien. So long from Lawrence, Kansas.
All right, Kev, we got big shoes to fill because Troops totally brought it.